I think we've all seen the hysteria revolving around these ICE riots and the people going nuts about ICE and all these news cycles and all these TikTok clips and Instagram reels. And it's all very tiring. It's all very indicative of a decaying, dying empire. It's also tiring. But, one of the things that I've noticed is obviously there's a lot of women, there's a lot of girl bosses, a lot of boss babes who can't help but to put the phone up to their face and make a stupid monologue about about standing against ICE and how everyone needs to stand against ICE, that if you stand with Trump, you're a fascist or a Nazi. That this is unconstitutional. We're standing up for democracy. It's all the same fucking talking points every fucking time these women get into hysterics over the newest news cycle, the current thing. It's an old story. It's a broken record. Like we've seen it all before. It's nothing new. Okay. It's just the latest iteration, the newest episode in this fucking boring ass reality TV show. But it's just funny that it's the timing of it, kind of, because it's like we're nearing the end of January, and I'm realizing that in a couple weeks, a little more than a couple weeks, it's Valentine's Day. And so it's kind of hitting me that, this is going to blow over within a week and some change. You're going to see this will stop being the news cycle. Maybe not permanently, but for a brief moment, it will be, because the social media feeds will be filled with Valentine's Day prep content. And women are going to start talking about, where are all the good men? And why haven't the men, proposed a good Valentine's date for me? Who's asking me out? And they're going to be begging for, princess treatment on Valentine's Day. And so it's a funny duality, because right now they're shrieking, they're going crazy, and really, like, the core, the heart of all women's grievances is men. Okay. They'll give it different labels. It's ICE this week. It's Trump this week. It's capitalism another, but it's really all men. They just hate men, right? They're just pumped full of testosterone, and they've been given too much freedom, and they all live in luxury and hop from one dick to another. And so, and all their problems are never their fault. It's always men's fault. So this week, I think what's happening is that collectively, all these women on their TikToks, the hive mind has captured them into talking about ICE and how this has turned into a Nazi regime. And if you support it, then you're a Nazi, and all this stuff. I think they're all just on their period. I think they're in the last phase of their cycle, and they're all just feeling really fucking shitty. They're all cramping up. They all got these fucking demonic thoughts running through their head, because they're literally flushing out their eggs, and they're bleeding. And so, you give them a phone, and then you put the news in front of their faces, and then the most demonic thoughts are going to be coming out for the whole world to see. And then, because they're all hive-minded, they all sync up. They're all collectively synced up on their periods and on their, ideological convictions. I shouldn't say convictions, because they have none. on all their feelings. And then this is what you get. Hysteria about ICE, which has real world effects because the government is going to react to it and the economy reacts to it. It has irreversible effects on everything we do because the women decided to get on a phone during their periods. So that's what's happening. They're on their periods. Then in 2 weeks, they're going to be ovulating. They're going to be feeling horny. They're going to be feeling lovey-dovey. Then they're going to be complaining about why they don't have dates. And then obviously on the day of the Valentine's, they'll hit up, the guy that they think is hot. That's what they'll do. They'll fuck that guy. That guy will ghost them the next day. And then when they come off the high of the ovulation, some of them will get pregnant. Most of them will get abortions. Then we'll have another new cycle hit at the end of the cycle, and then we'll do this all over again. This is just the new cycle is very much linked to women's periods. I'm starting to realize, because we live in such a gynocentric society, because it's all controlled by women, because women control all things that go on in our lives, everything is subject to their cycle, to the hormones, to the feelings. And when they're on their periods, really like these, the people in the media, advertisers, politicians, whoever the hell, like people in high places understand how to exploit that psychological and physical and hormonal concoction. And they pump out the most hysteric shit they possibly can because it helps them. But I say, just ignore. The trick is to just ignore the hysteria. Just ignore women on their period. Don't give them any oxygen. Stop listening to women.